Hello again. I'm back. It's Friday, just about time for happy hour. I wish I had a cold beverage to go along with it, but no, see, I think I'm stuck with some coffee in the old Yeti. Um, it's the second Bernie video of the day. Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel, and thanks for all your comments. Sometimes we disagree. I was getting a little salty today earlier. I can't help myself, but I do appreciate everybody for weighing in with their opinions because it makes doing this channel fun, even if we disagree, or even if I get irritated. It's just because, you know, when we all exchange, especially sports fans, I mean, it ain't politics, but it's close. We exchange ideas, we have an opinions. One person's way over on this side, one person's on that side. Yeah, it can get a little salty. That's all right. It's okay. Trust me. I'm grateful for all the support, which includes comments that I disagree with. But you don't have to disagree with me. I don't have to disagree with you. So I think we're all good on that, right? It's okay. All right. Here's what I want to talk about because I'm doing this sequence of a series of videos about looking at potential trade candidates, like who the Cardinals might trade or who the trades that they will explore. We did Ryan Helsley. That video is still obviously on the Bernie Show YouTube channel. You can go find it if you missed it. I did Wilson Contreras earlier today. A lot of people are looking at that. You can go find it, read it at your leisure over the weekend. Not read it, watch it at your leisure over the weekend and get caught up. But what I want to talk about today in this afternoon's edition is that something very much pertinent to all of this, like trade this guy, trade that guy. What are you going to get? Is it enough? Does it make sense? We got to talk about the setup. And I'm not breaking any new ground here, but I was giving it more thought about, well, wait a minute, how's this going to go? If the Cardinals are going to sell off a couple of pieces, and again, maybe it's just Ryan Helsley, maybe it's just Helsley and Sonny Gray. Maybe that's the end of it. Maybe there's more. We don't know. That's just it. We don't know because we don't know what they're going to be offered, if much or a lot, by anybody. But how are the dynamics going to work? Because see, this is where this setup is awkward, where Chaim Bloom is the president of baseball operations in waiting, but he won't take over until roughly a year from now. And so John Mozeliak, who's made it very clear, he's still in charge as the president of baseball operations. He's made that very clear. He's even taken over the GM duties. They gave Gersh some type of title and a job, vice president of, I think it's called the vice president of, we don't know what to do with him. That's his title. And that's kind of mean to Gersh. I don't mean to be, but if you think about it, it's just so silly, right? So Mo has always wanted to call the shots. And, you know, as the years have gone by, it's pretty obvious he doesn't really like pushback. I think he wants to hear dissenting views, but he doesn't like any real pushback. Just ask Mike Schultz about that if you have time. I don't know if he's going to advance to the NLCS tonight. They play the Dodgers. I can't wait to watch that, by the way. But there are some potentially awkward situations because Bloom is going to be focusing totally on, well, I can't say 100%, but predominantly on his number one assignment, which is the thing they brought him in to do for project number one, which is to get the minor leagues in order, get their system in order, get them up to date, get more instructors, coaches, the best technology, better facilities, all kinds of ways to help their young players be more prepared by the time they get to the majors. It's long overdue, as we know. And it is a massive undertaking because Chaim Bloom's been interviewing people all over the place. He's going to be bringing in a whole lot of new people into the minor league operation, and he's going to be, in effect, already interviewing to bring in new people into the Cardinals front office when Bloom, takes over for Mo about a year from now. But if the Cardinals are going to be trading veterans this winter, veterans who could affect what they put on the field as far as appeal to the fans or as far as trying to maintain at least a respectable record while they go through this 1 or 2 year rebuild, probably more like two, but not a death sentence rebuild. It's not going to be years in the wilderness, right? I think with someone smart in charge, they can transition through it pretty well. But it still doesn't erase, and let me get to the point. It still doesn't erase thoughts in my head, and I'm sure some of your heads as well. This notion of like, well, okay, if Mozeliak is going to, let's just say hypothetically, he's got some trades offers for Ryan Helsley, hypothetical, okay, or Sonny Gray for that matter. Just wanted to use two. Um, what if Bloom might have a different opinion about which trade proposal is better? Or what if Bloom, because Mo insists he'll bring Bloom into the discussion because whatever's decided will obviously affect Bloom when he begins his regime in 2026. So I believe that Mo will consult with Bloom. Said, hey, listen, we're talking to this team about Sonny Gray, and here's what they're offered. There's like two different ways we could go. Is Mo going to let Bloom, in effect, call the shots on that? Because shouldn't Bloom call the shots on that? Seriously, doesn't that make sense? If you got two different or even three different trade proposals for a Sonny Gray or a Helsley or a Contreras, whatever. Well, the people they're going to be getting, in all likelihood, in any of these offers will be either really young major leaguers who have plenty of contract control left, and or some really good prospects. Number one, I don't trust Mo to get a good deal in return because he didn't get anything fantastic, not yet, in all those deals he made last summer when he was offloading walkier players at the trade deadline. I mean, I like Thomas Ajayci, but again, we got to sit back and wait and see how he develops. And if Tekoa Roby, who also came over from Texas, if he could ever stay healthy, and that's a pretty big concern, he could be like a number 3, number 4 starter. Okay, but Mo auctioned off all these players last summer. He don't have much to show for it. So why would we think that Mo's going to be the one to make the good deal? Why would we think he would be the one who to say, well, I like that package? No, I really think we ought to do this. And if he asks Chaim Bloom's opinion, and Chaim Bloom says, well, here's why I like the other package. And in the end, does Mo defer to Bloom because the package they accept in a trade is going to be something that Bloom will have to live with? Because as I mentioned, the players coming back are going to be part of the Bloom regime, not the Mozeliak regime. Awkward, right? I would think Mo would have the decency to, in effect, defer totally to Bloom, especially if Mo and Bloom agree that it makes sense to trade a Helsley or a Gray or a Contreras or an Arenado or a Fetty, all the way down the line. Again, I'm only just using a couple names. If they both agree that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to trade Helsley, so that's no problem, okay? But what if Bloom has other ideas? What if, let's just say, what if Mo wants to trade, an Eric Fetty or a Sonny Gray, and Bloom says, I wouldn't do that. Here's why I wouldn't do it. Well, then what happens? I guess we'll find out. But then what happens? See, the Cardinals would want us to believe, oh, these two, Mo was part of the process that brought Chaim Bloom to St. Louis, and there's a lot of mutual respect and blah, 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 blah. Boy, I wish I could believe that. I wish I could believe it lock, stock, and barrel, but I don't. Because we've seen Mo, when it comes to maintaining power and control and authority, he's not given up any turf, and he's not given up any turf until the very end when he's contractually free to leave. What if Bloom just doesn't like the idea of some of these things that Mo has in mind, because it could affect the Cardinals in 2026, which would be, Bloom's first season? What if Mo makes a move or two or three even from the standpoint of not tendering contract offers to some guys that who are eligible for like arbitration, and you just say, no, we're not going to make an offer, and then they're free to leave. What if they don't see eye to eye on that? What if they don't see eye to eye on who should be traded? What if they don't see eye to eye in terms of what trade proposal coming back is better? Again, there's a lot of places you can go in the media and everyone will say, oh, no, they got this all figured out. They're all kumbaya, kumbaya, and like I said, I really wish I could embrace that with confidence. I don't know. I mean, Mo wants his legacy to be firmed up this year. Chaim Bloom doesn't care about a legacy. He's got a 5-year contract that technically to run the thing doesn't kick in till after the 2025 season. So I know that Bloom believes strongly that he should be tending to business of a major project, which is restoring and bringing back to life the way the Cardinals draft and develop and train and prepare their players in the minor leagues. They've got good talent in the minor leagues. But when you don't have, a catching instructor for your catchers, you don't have an outfield instructor, you only have 5 instructors covering all these levels, and you have some specific types of instructors that they're not there, they don't have them. There's a lot of work to do, and he's got a lot of people to interview and hire. Now, before I wrap this thing up, because I'm meant for this to be a shorter video, a couple of things I've learned with making some calls or some text message inquiries. And yeah, believe it or not, I do have really good sources. Believe it or not, you don't have to believe it. That's all right with me because I know the truth. There's a couple things I want to put out there for you. Bloom prefers to do it this way. Like Bloom thought, well, Mo, the original thing, even before they ever called me, was Mo was going to finish out his contract and he was going to run this thing to the end of 2025. Contract's over after that. Bloom, who's showing class rather than, getting out the long knife and, getting into the backstabbing type of things. That's not who he is, by the way, not at all. He's deferring to Mo because Mo is the head of the baseball operation. So it makes sense, as I've said in another video, it makes sense to have Bloom like fully engaged in the player development, minor league, hiring people, technology, facilities, et cetera, and so on. So that makes me wonder, well, how much will Mo actually lean on him for decisions that affect the major league roster? How much will he be in the loop? I like the fact that Bloom is committed to seeing it through with his first assignment from Bill DeWitt. And that brings me another thing. Bloom issued this report on the state of the minor leagues and where they're lacking and where they're in bad shape and what needs to be done. And I was told that, and I'm confident in the information, I was told that Chaim Bloom's analysis, his presentation was not only thorough. I had someone tell me, it's like, I think they were speaking with knowledge of the DeWitts, right? The DeWitts had never been around a presentation, that thorough. They were kind of blown away by it. It just covered every last detail. Really, really crunched down on stuff that maybe even the Cardinals people never thought of or didn't realize it was so bad. And the other thing about it is that Bloom was unsparingly honest and candid and truthful. He wasn't trying to polish it up and, well, it's okay. I think we can work with this. No. He was like, you got a problem here. I see a big problem here. This is what needs to be done. We can't hold back here. We have to spend money to get it done. We can't try to do this on a shoestring budget. We need to do this, period. Didn't hold back at all, which really makes me feel, I already feel really good about Chaim Bloom. Makes me feel even better, right? he was totally candid, totally truthful, blunt. And from what I'm told, the DeWitts actually took that very well. They wanted to hear it because they needed to hear it. And that's another thing, tip of the cap to Chaim Bloom, because this thing's been on cruise control for a while. And I think Chaim Bloom is, in effect, I've mentioned this in another video, he's getting Bill DeWitt re-engaged on something that Bill DeWitt loves, which is his whole background. The reason why he hired Jeff Luhnow, drafting, player development, payroll efficiency. And by the way, before you get hung up on that payroll efficiency title again, oh, so what that means is, they want to have a Tampa Bay size payroll. Oh, they see DeWitt wants to be cheap. No, I think DeWitt finally, belatedly, way past time. You know what payroll efficiency means? It means not throwing money away needlessly and wastefully and stupidly. That's what that is. It isn't that, hey, Chaim, Mr. DeWitt wants to see you. The Rays had about an $80 million, $90 million payroll one year, and they won 90-some games. I think we can do that with a $9 million payroll. No. Bill DeWitt, just as in the case with Jeff Luhnow bringing him in, he wants to eliminate stupid decisions. He wants efficiency, which means you're going to make the best possible use of your resources, and you're going to value players properly, including value them in terms of whether you keep your own guys or not, or whether you acquire someone. That's what payroll efficiency is about. That's what they had with Jeff Luhnow. So Bill DeWitt is re-engaged in this because the thing he's proudest of during his time as the Cardinals owner, in terms of one decision, other than bringing Tony La Russa in, was bringing Jeff Luhnow in. He, even though Luhnow went and took the general manager's job in Houston, he didn't have any problems here. He wanted to move up in the world, in the baseball world, and it worked out good until he got caught in the cheating scandal. But he did a hell of a job with the Astros, and his acolytes are everywhere. So I like that Bloom has sort of got Bill DeWitt fired up here, because Bill DeWitt's going back to his first thing that he loves the most, which is player development, and the thing that he let slip away under John Mozeliak's watch. And that's on Bill. I don't understand that. I still don't. And he let Mo continue to make all kinds of foolish decisions on money. Again, not sure why Bill put up with that so long. I think Bill's going to be ready for a change after 2025, just like the rest of us. I think him and Bloom will be more in sync. I really do. And I think there will be a trust factor that builds up very quickly between Bloom and DeWitt, because they have the same philosophy. And again, the philosophy works. Stop spending stupid money. Draft better, develop better, train better, have everything up to speed in terms of making your young guys in the minors be all that they can be. But all of that aside, I think there's a chance that it could be a little bit awkward until the baton is passed to Bloom. And I actually think this is where Bill DeWitt, the chairman Bill DeWitt, can be really valuable in this. I don't want to go as far as saying like he'll have to referee some fights between Bloom and Mo. I don't think Bloom's wired that way, and I don't think Mo wants that necessarily. But again, he likes to have that power until he doesn't. I think it may require Bill DeWitt to intervene, because Bill DeWitt Jr. is involved in every baseball decision anyway. So if there's a difference in opinion between Mo and Bloom about, well, I'd like to trade this guy, Chaim's not so sure. We got 3 trade proposals for Helsley. Here's number 1, here's number 2, here's number 3. I kind of like number 2. Chaim really likes number 1. Does Mo, out of respect to Bloom, just defer? Because Bloom knows more about prospects anyway. And Bloom knows that he's got a long history of identifying young talent really, really well. You would think Mo would step back and say, just step back and say, Chaim, you know more about these players than I do. That's your background. You're really good at it. So if you think that this is the proposal that we should accept, I defer to you because I trust your judgment. I hope Mo does that if it gets to that point. If not, I hope Bill DeWitt intervenes because you know why? Mo's gone after one more season. Bill DeWitt Jr. and Bill DeWitt III are going to be working with Chaim Bloom as their top baseball guy for the next 5 seasons after next season. So they better, if they got to choose a side in a disagreement about what to do this offseason, they better choose the side where Chaim Bloom's standing on. Because if they don't, it's really dumb, man. I mean, it's really stupid because Mo's in the middle. He's going to be waving bye-bye. You don't defer to him. He's the one that got you. You in ownership. Mo and the owners got themselves in this mess to begin with. Nope. If there is a disagreement, Chaim Bloom should get the final nod about which way they're going to go, talking about these trades. And I know that Bloom will do a great job with the minor leagues. And I know that Bill DeWitt has assured him, whatever you need, don't worry about it. We saw your proposal. We're excited. It's thorough. You didn't pull any punches. Now go do it. And whatever you need, don't worry about it. So if there is a little bit of a rub this winter about who to trade or what to get in a trade, or any other personnel matter, you got to side with Chaim Bloom. It's just a matter of how aggressive will Chaim Bloom be to make sure he lets them know, oh man, no, we can't do that. Or, oh my gosh, this first trade proposal is so much better than the second. You don't have to take my advice, but you asked me. I just hope he's assertive enough. The fact that he knows he's not in charge, but so I hope that doesn't make him too deferential. Something tells me they'll work it out, and I sure hope so. Anyway, just some stuff to think about this weekend. Thanks as always for your support. Thanks for watching these videos and commenting on them. Please subscribe if you haven't, or get your friends to subscribe if you think they would enjoy it. It doesn't cost them any money to subscribe. I don't charge you all anything. I hope to make a little money, at least so I can keep buying some hats. But that doesn't come directly out of your pocket, unless you want me to start a membership program, which YouTube is trying to encourage me to do. All right, you listen, you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back bright and early on Monday morning here on the Bernie Show channel on YouTube. Thank you very much.